Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. Well, I just learned something. I'm coming across I-20 over here in Texas, over here, Odessa, Midland, all that area. I decided to go ahead and just deliver my load in Waco. I'll get there about 4 o'clock or so, 4:30, something like that. It ain't gotta be there at 8 o'clock at night. But I learned something today. Did y'all know that there's a Meteor crater in Odessa, Texas? Did you know that? I didn't know that. And I've been across here, I know, 1,000 times. I'm one of these people, if you want to hide something from me, just put it right in front of me. I'll never see it. People that know me best, they know that's the truth. I'm a creature of habit. Like when I go home, if I put my key, I've got a place that I put like my wallet, my keys, my phone, stuff like that. Stuff that I need. Alright. If I get out of sync, if I happen to walk in through the kitchen, and I sit my phone down, and I'm gonna go in there and put a load of clothes or something on, and I forget, and then I walk back past it, and then I go through the house, and I'm, doing whatever, I if I get out of sync at all, because there's a certain place I put everything. But then a little while later, because my mind, I used to, when I was in about the 5th grade, I used to have to go to they used to call, this is before they came out with ADD and ADHD and all that, They called me a hyperactive child, because my mind, I used to stutter like really, really bad. They said that my mind was, you'll see me kind of do that from time to time here. But they said that my mind is working too fast. It's working faster than my mouth. And that's why people stutter, because their mind is working so fast, and it's transmitting the words down, but your mouth can't keep up, and you go to like that. You got to learn to slow your thoughts down. And I used to have to go to a doctor when I was in the 5th grade, because they said I was a hyperactive child. So I couldn't pay attention. When I played baseball in Little League, I played every position on the field, and I used to have a really good arm, and I'd be out in left field during practice, and I'd be looking at the trees blowing. If there was a butterfly, flying around, I'd be looking at that. I would not be paying attention to anything going on with practice. If there was another team somewhere over here, I used to be in the Cub Scouts when I was in like 5th grade, 5th and 6th grade, whatever it was. So whenever they would be doing their thing, I'd be paying attention to that, so finally they put me at catcher, which I had to focus, and then I was a really good catcher, and I caught from then on, from like the 4th grade until like all the way through high school, but because I could, you had to focus, but anyway, I done forgot where I was going. See how it works. But anyway, hold on a second. I finally figured out what I was talking about. I had to go back and look. What I was saying about a little story about the keys. I can lay my keys, like I lay my keys and my phone down, say in the kitchen. I go in there and put a load of clothes on, and I walk back through the house, and I've got my mind. I got there's a couple things I got to take care of. All right. Well, by then I done forgot about my phone sitting in there. So after a little while goes by, I'm like, oh crap, where's my phone? And so I'm like, so I go into panic mode. I don't remember I can't remember if I walked in the house with it. I can't remember where I laid it down, and I'm going all through the house. I'm just freaking out, you know. And so, and I'll walk past it. They'll be sitting. I got like this little island like thing in the kitchen. All right. Well, I would have probably just laid it down on top of that, walking, because right past that is where I got my washer and dryer at. All right. So I done walked past this thing probably 5 or 6 times. It is sitting right there, and I'm looking all through the kitchen, and I might have a couple things on the. It might not be just in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? There might be a jar or something sitting right there, and it blended in. As I'm walking by, it just kind of blended in, and I'm not looking there because that's not where I normally sit it at. You know, and I'm just panicking. You know, so after a little, and I have to sit there. I actually have to go through back into sit down. I have to get somewhere, and I have to stay, almost like walk through the door and retrace my steps, and have to think about what I did, and I'll walk in there, and then there it is, and bam, but I have to slow myself down, you know, and collect my thoughts, because my mind just goes haywire, you know. It's crazy. It's crazy that I do that in a situation like that. But when I played football, I played baseball all through high school, into college, and all that. I played tournament softball all through my adulthood. You know, there's a lot of stuff you learn to pick up playing tournament softball. There's a lot of grown men out there. Well, let's just say this: there's a lot of adult, as far as their shell, they're adults. Their mind, they're still like teenagers. I mean, it blows my mind to watch some of these grown men act the way they do playing softball. I mean, it's a game, dude. You know, and some people get paid to do it, some people don't. The majority of them don't. You got some that do get paid to, you know, that do make a halfway decent living, you know, doing it. So, but they got sponsors, you know, and all that. So, but anyway, but when a situation happens where, like if it's an emergency, or when there's something bad has happened, then I can focus. And it's like I kind of know what, I wouldn't necessarily know what to do, but I can stay controlled and not panic in a situation like that. Now, if I can't find my keys, especially if I can't find my phone, I freak out. You know, where I'll be looking, I'll tearing the place up, and it'd be right there in front of me. I just can't see it. But when the rubber hits the road and there's a real situation going on, I can generally focus and kind of do what I need to do to get through that situation. Whether it's taking charge and doing whatever. I was going to be a firefighter, and it's because of me being a punk, the reason I wasn't. reason I wasn't a firefighter. I was gonna get hired, but me being a punk was the reason I got hired. And I'm just gonna call it what it was. I was a punk. I thought I was showing them, and I'm the one that was being stupid, because I would have been I believe I would have been a real good firefighter, especially back then. I wouldn't say I was fearless. Like, if I had ever gotten a motorcycle, you know, like a crotch rocket bike, I would have driven that thing. I would have ridden that thing to the point that I would have gotten killed on. I mean, I would have done. I know that's what would have happened. There's no doubt in my mind that's what would have happened. It's a wonder that I didn't. There was one time I literally thought I was just die in a car crash, and it's like the car just slid off in this one little spot, and I mean that's just how God put it. It was like he just guided that car at just one little spot. Nothing happened. I mean, God has really watched over me all my whole life. I mean, I literally thought I was just dying in that wreck, and I didn't really wreck, but I didn't have any fear. I didn't have any fear when it came to something like that. If I had ever been a race car driver, man, I'm telling you, man, I'd have been. I tell people I miss my calling because I should have been a race car driver. But I mean, I'm not reckless, but if I had ever been a firefighter, which I really wanted to do a long time ago, I wouldn't have been reckless. I still would have done what I was trained to do, and I would have done it carefully. But there would have been, if there was ever a time that I would have had to make a quick decision of put my life on the line to save somebody else, it would have never crossed my mind. It would have just been instinctive to do it, and you know, I would have done it in a heartbeat. I still believe I would do it. I'm a little bit more cautious now, you know, because I'm not as young as I used to be back then either. So, I'm not old, but I'm not a spring chicken either. But you know, age it'll do that to you. But I really didn't have any fear at all back then. I mean, it was just, I actually got into a fight with about 4 of the guys, and I ran across the street and tackled this guy through a parking lot, and it was the wrong car. I mean, if there was ever a time when I looked up, and I about tore this guy's car door off, was pounding this guy's head, just beating the crap out of him. And I was looking up, like, you know, I looked up, it was the wrong guy. Like, oops. So, needless to say, I had to fight my way out of that situation. So, yeah, I've had a few experiences in my life. So, you learn from your mistakes, you know. So anyway, I done rambled on enough about all that stuff. But y'all take care of yourself. Hope you have a good Valentine's Day. Y'all take care of yourself. We'll talk to y'all later. Well, good morning from Carl's Corner, Texas. I don't know if it's named this town or not, but this is where the Petro's at. This used to be Willie Nelson's truck stop back in the day. They still got the silos back there where they had the corn and they made the biodiesel. I'm assuming that's what they still do back there. I don't really know. But they used to have this big sign that said Carl's Corner. It had a big, huge sign went across this field. And it looked like a truck. And it had these big letters, Carl's Corner. You know? And then Willie Nelson bought the truck stop. And they had a building. They called it Willie's Place. He used to... I don't know. I didn't ever come through here, but they said he used to, from time to time, he would just pop in here and he would just, play a little concert for the truck drivers and stuff. That was back in the day. They closed down. I guess the Petro bought it. I don't know if the Petro bought it and then it closed down, or if I don't know how it happened, but the Petro's got it now. And, they got a restaurant, but they said it ain't been open in 3 years. That just blows my mind. You got Petros all over this country in places that you wouldn't think the restaurants would be open, and they're open. You come down here to Texas, in Willie Nelson's old stomping grounds of all places, and they ain't got no restaurant. Lady was nice enough to go in there and get me a breakfast burrito made. I'm allergic to eggs, so I can't eat eggs. That happened about 20 years ago. I used to eat eggs like crazy, and then one day I ate some, and I got about 3 bites in, and I had to run to the bathroom. I was throwing up everywhere, and it just kept happening, Somebody told me, you need to go to an allergist. Man, I don't need no allergist to tell me. I can pretty much tell you, when I eat an egg and it makes me puke, I pretty much, I don't need nobody to tell me there's something going on there. I can figure that out for myself. I did eventually go to an allergist about 3 years ago. And they told me the only thing I was allergic to was birch, which was crazy. We don't even have birch in Georgia. So, they said I wasn't allergic to eggs. I'm like, well, you might not say so, but if I eat an egg, even if you take like a piece of bread and dip it in egg to make French toast, that makes me sick. But I can eat stuff that's got egg in it, as long as it's not like overpowered with egg. But anyway, she got me a breakfast burrito made, and I got me a thing of milk. Gotta keep the bones healthy and strong, you know what I'm saying? Plus, it just tastes better. I'm gonna go up here. I'm about 45 minutes away from picking up this next load of water. Looks like it's gonna be a same day delivery going to Arkansas to a Walmart. I gotta go up here to Nestle. And pick this load up. So, we'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. What's going on, y'all? Well, I picked up a load in Dallas just around lunchtime. We brought it up here to Arkansas, and I'm getting it offloaded same day delivery. I gotta go take this trailer back to our yard, drop it, and then I got a bobtail up in northwest Arkansas, get a trailer up there, and go to Sioux City, Iowa with it. be there Friday morning apparently. Normally load right back out of Sioux City, come right back down here. That's normally the routine. So I'll probably be back down here Saturday sometime. Or probably Friday night to be more accurate. And then hopefully I'll just be dropping that at the yard. Hopefully he'll have me a loading Saturday going somewhere. I'm not getting a good start to the week. Just is what it is. I'm just kind of letting things happen. I didn't really talk about some of the stuff that's going on between me and the dispatcher over the last month or so. And the ball's in their court. So just gonna let things happen. I'm gonna try to make this. I'm gonna close this one here out. I reposted the one that I had taken down. I reposted it. I had taken a clip out of it. I reposted it. I'm gonna make this one, then we'll just go from there. It just started unloading me finally. Yeah, I know my shirt wrinkly as all get out. I know that. I had it balled up I didn't really have it balled up, but I didn't have it folded up. Probably more accurate. And I put it in the part where I could keep my shirts in, and they had just got all, when I was moving everything into this truck, it just got piled in there, and it got wrinkled real bad. I don't have an iron in here, so this is what it is. I'll probably, depending on what happens tomorrow, I'll probably wash clothes tomorrow or something, and they'll take care of that. But yeah, over the last few days, I've gone. A week ago, I went out to Phoenix. I came back. I delivered in Waco last night. Deadheaded up to Willie, where Willie Nelson's old truck stop used to be. Used to be called Carl's Corner, but it's actually Carl's Corner. But he had bought the place, and back in the day, they had this big old huge sign out there. It went across like this field, and it had like a cab over, and it said Carl's Corner. It had like these two people up on top of it, like these big, people up on top of it. But Willie Nelson ended up buying that place a while back, and he was making biodiesel there. And I don't know when it closed down, but the Petro ended up buying it, and that's what it is now. And they've had a restaurant. They got a restaurant that's in there, but it's not open. It hadn't been open for 3 years. Which is kind of odd that you'd see a closed restaurant there, When you go to Illinois or some of these other places that you wouldn't expect the restaurant to be open, and they're open. Buffet open and the whole deal. They're closed there. It's just kind of odd. But I slept there last night. I went up there around lunchtime, picked up this load here, and brought it up here. I got here by the skin of my teeth. I was supposed to be here. My appointment was for 7:45. I think I got here at 7:39. So I got backed into a door and checked in, all that. They're unloading me now. I should be out here for too long. They must need this water pretty bad, because just as soon as I backed up, they were already in the process of unloading it. So, but yeah, we're gonna do that tonight. I'll unload here, go back to the yard, drop trailer, probably go grab me a bite to eat, I need to get me some groceries tomorrow. Do that, and then go to Sioux City, Iowa tomorrow. Probably reload tomorrow morning or somewhere tomorrow morning. Come back down here. I'll probably be back down here tomorrow night. Probably drop it at the yard, hopefully, and then they'll probably have me doing something again. I got to build some miles pretty quick to get a decent week. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good night. Hope y'all being safe where you're at, and y'all take care of yourself. We'll see.